Hello, everyone, and today I am doing the 10 best superhero movies. So, this is just my personal ranking of the 10 best superhero movies ever made. So, let's just get right into this. So, at number 10, this is kind of cheating, but I have to put a tie because I can't knock either of these films off the list. I love Guardians 2 and I love Thor both so much. I love both of these movies a lot, and it was so hard having to pick one for number 10 on this list. So, and I just couldn't. I couldn't. So, this is these two are just number 10 together. If you want to say they're 10 and 11, you can say that, but they're just together. They're both equally as good, and they're both number 10. Guardians 2 was just so good, and the development that they take all the characters on is amazing. And characters like Yondu, who weren't really that likable in the first movie, are just great in this movie. And then Thor, I know lots of people don't really love this movie, and it's kind of towards the bottom of their list on MCU rankings, but I really enjoy it. All the performances are great, and I think that the plot is pretty well done, and Loki is a great villain, and yeah, it's just a great film. And number 9, I have Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. And yes, this is actually a pretty recent movie. And 2018 was a great year for superhero movies. Like, just saying. So, but the animation in this movie is really, really good. Really well done. All the voice acting is phenomenal. And I think that Peter Parker, this is the best Peter Parker we've had. Yeah, he's just so well done. And then even characters on the side like Spider-Ham and Spider-Man Noir work really well. I don't think that Penny Parker worked all that well, but for the most part, all the Spider people work really well together, and it's just yeah, really well done. All the characters flow well together. The plot is pretty good, and the emotion is just man, it makes you want to tear up at some points in this movie. It's just a great movie. And at number 8, I have The Avengers or Avengers Assemble, depending what it was called, where you live. But this movie brought together. This was like the first big get together of superhero movies besides the X-Men, but these are kind of more of a light family summer blockbuster type movie than the X-Men movies. And this was just such a phenomenal coming together of the Marvel superheroes for the first time on the big screen. And it works so well. All the characters' interactions with each other make perfect sense, and I think that the team dynamic is really well done, and they the way that the characters interact with each other just is amazing, and the CGI is phenomenal, and seeing them all team up towards the end to fight the Chitauri and Loki is some of the best stuff ever put to screen. It's just a really, really well done movie, and what can I say? It's just phenomenal. And number 7, I have The Incredibles. Now, this is one of Pixar's best film, and at some points I could say their best film, but The Incredibles is just a really well done story about family and emotion and superheroes, and they just all flow really well together. The voice acting here is phenomenal, and for 2004, this animation is really, really good. And just the villain syndrome is really, really great. One of the best villains, I think, to be put to screen. He's up there with the Joker and Thanos and even Darth Vader, I'd say. He's just really well done. And again, the family's interaction with each other, just like the Avengers, is just really well done. And I think that the voice acting is well done, as I just said. I'm repeating a lot of things here, but all these films are just really good. And at number 6 is Captain America the Winter Soldier. Now, lots of people have this as the best superhero movie ever made, and I can see why. It is really well done. Captain America coming into modern times, not knowing who he can trust and who he can trust. Not knowing who he can trust and who he can't trust. is really great story. The Russo brothers did a great job writing and directing that. And then the action in this movie is really well done, and Black Widow and Captain America's interactions in this film are really good, and kind of why people just love seeing Cap and Black Widow together because of this movie that did that. And Bucky and Steve, and how he stops the destruction of humanity or whatever from happening is because of his friendship with Bucky and how he doesn't give up on his friends. That was really powerful. And then just even Falcon is in here and he's great. So just a really great movie. In number 5, I have Wonder Woman. Now, this is just DCEU's best movie. And I think that the interactions, again, between Chris and Diana are phenomenal. Or not Chris, Steve. Steve and Diana. Chris is the guy who plays him. They are just really well done. Does he kind of feel like a copy and paste of Captain America: The First Avenger at some points? Yes, but I think that it takes that and then kind of adds onto it and makes its own story for lots of it. And I think that that is really good. And the acting and action are both really good. And number 4 is The Dark Knight. Now I know lots of people are probably going to get mad for me not having this at number 1, but I think that there are certain movies that I enjoy more. This might be the most well made and well scripted of them, but it's just kind of dark at some points, and I kind of like more friendly, family, fun movies for the most part over The Dark Knight, which is really well done, and Heath Ledger's Joker is one of the best villains ever. And just the way that he tries to get Gotham to destroy itself is really well done. And Batman, I think, is really well acted, and the best Batman I think that we've seen on screen, well, maybe besides Lego Batman, but this is just a really well done film. The best Batman film, the best version of the Joker, and tied for the best version of Batman with Will Arnett's. Sorry, I like Will Arnett's Lego Batman, but who doesn't? So, just a really great movie, and like, what can I say that hasn't been said about The Dark Knight? It's just phenomenal. And number 3 is Captain America: Civil War. It's Captain America: Civil War. Just the characters feeling betrayed by one another, and the whole lead up to them fighting each other, and just seeing them fight each other is painful. It makes you feel so many emotions, and you're like, no, don't do this, or no, don't do that. And then there's moments where Spider-Man comes in, and you're like, yes! And then, geez, there's just so many emotions that this movie makes you feel. And again, the Russo brothers come back, and it's just really well scripted, really well directed. The action is even better, and it's just a great continuation of Captain America's story from the Winter Soldier. And I think that overall, it's the best. It's just the best Captain America movie, one of the best MCU movies, and just one of the best superhero movies, one of the best movies in general. And the CGI is also really well done on this. And I like, oh man, I'm talking about so many of these movies similarly because they're all so similar in how I feel about them. And it's hard to put a unique spin on all of them. And yeah, it's just a really great movie. And number 2, I have Avengers: Infinity War. Now, I think that this goes over Civil War because it's more fun to see them working together against a common enemy. And the enemy in this, Thanos, might be the best villain ever. He is so great, and the scenes are so emotional, and they make you feel so many emotions throughout the movie. And then when everyone dies at the end, you really just, ooh. And it's just so phenomenal. The action and CGI are both really good too. And Thor Ragnarok is my number 1 pick. Now, if you've been on this channel for any amount of time, you know I love Thor Ragnarok so much. And the interactions, the Hulk, the CGI, the script is all phenomenal. And man, I love this movie. And that's it. Bye, guys. Let me know your list.